Hey Bobcats, Mrs. Dotson here to kick off our summer readathon with The Lemonade War. I hope you've already started chapter 1, but if you haven't, that's okay. You can read along with us. I'm going to start chapter 1 today, and we'll have another guest reader sharing their video on Thursday. So before I get started with chapter 1, I want to tell you guys a few quick announcements. First of all, if you haven't heard, I'm moving out of kindergarten into the library this year, so I'm going to be the new media specialist. So I can't wait to see you guys in the library on Wednesdays in July, and throughout the school year I'll get to see you in the library too. And my other announcement is that this is our very first YouTube video of our brand new YouTube channel. So I hope that when you finish watching this video, you'll go ahead and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay updated with the next chapters of the book and some other informational videos that we have planned to upload throughout the school year. Alright, so let's get started with Chapter 1 of The Lemonade War by Jacqueline Davies. Chapter 1 is titled Slump. The word slump is a noun, which means a drop in the activity of a business or the economy. Evan lay on his back in the dark, throwing the baseball up in a straight line and catching it in his bare hands. Thwop, thwop. The ball made a satisfying sound as it slapped his palm. His legs flopped in a V. His arms stretched up to the ceiling, and the thought that if he missed, he'd probably break his nose made the game just interesting enough to keep going. On the floor above, he heard footsteps, his mother's, and then a long, loud, scraping, groaning sound. He stopped throwing the ball to listen. His mother was dragging something heavy across the kitchen floor, probably the broken air conditioner. A week ago, right at the beginning of the heat wave, the air conditioner in his mother's attic office had broken. The man from Sears had installed a brand new one, but left the old one sitting right in the middle of the kitchen floor. The Treskys had been walking around it all week. Scrape! Evan stood up. His mom was strong, but this was a two-person job. Hopefully she wouldn't ask him why he was hiding in the dark basement. And hopefully Jessie wouldn't be in the kitchen at all. He'd been avoiding her for 2 days now, and it was getting harder by the minute. The house just wasn't that big. Evan had his hand on the railing when the scraping noise stopped. He heard footsteps fading to silence. She'd given up. Probably the heat, he thought. It was that kind of weather. Giving up kind of weather. He went back to lying on the floor. Flop, flop. Then he heard the basement door open. Psh. Evan caught the ball and froze. Evan? Jessie's voice sounded echoey in the darkness. Evan, you down there? Evan held his breath. He lay completely still. The only thing that moved was the pins and needles prickling in his fingers. He heard the door start to close. Long breath out. But then it stopped and opened again. Footsteps on the carpeted stairs. A black outline of Jessie standing on the bottom step with daylight squirting all around her. Evan didn't move a muscle. Evan? Is that you? Jessie took one short step into the basement. Is that? She inched her way toward him and then kicked him with her bare foot. Hey, watch it, would ya? Said Evan, swatting her leg. He suddenly felt stupid lying there in the dark. I thought you were a sleeping bag, she said. I couldn't see. What are you doing down here? How come the lights are off? It's too hot with the lights on, he said. He talked in a flat voice, trying to sound like the most boring person on the whole planet. If he kept it up, Jessie might just leave him alone. Mom's back in her office, said Jessie, lying down on the couch. Working, she groaned as she said the word. Evan didn't say anything. He went back to throwing the ball. Straight up, straight down. Maybe silence would get Jessie to leave. He was starting to feel words piling up inside him, crowding his lungs, forcing out all the air. It was like having a chest full of bats beating their wings, fighting to get out. Now, boys and girls, I stopped on page 4, so I want you to go to the bottom of page 4 and keep reading. And when you guys have finished chapter 1, why don't you leave some comments for us to let us know what you enjoy about the book so far. Thanks for reading.